Welcome back to Room 57, the place where we dive deep into the most chilling and mind-boggling criminal cases that have rocked the world. Today, we're starting an eye-opening journey into one of the most notorious cases in American history, the Golden State Killer. This case wasn't just another ordinary murder mystery. It's one that spanned over 40 years and left a trail of terror, confusion, and unresolved pain. We'll be looking into the horrific crimes that were committed, the victims who were left to suffer, and the groundbreaking investigation that finally led to justice. But what's even more shocking, the killer lived among us for decades without being caught, and when the truth finally emerged, it was through methods that had never been used in criminal investigations before. Join us in Room 57 as we take a deeper look at the Golden State Killer, the victims, and the incredible investigation that finally brought this monster to justice. The start of a nightmare, the Golden State Killer's crime-esque Golden State Killer, also known as the East Area Rapist and the original Night Stalker, committed his heinous acts across California from 1976 to 1986 for years. He evaded the police and left no trace that could lead to his capture. Over this decade, he was responsible for 12 murders, 50 rapes, and 120 burglaries, leaving terror in his wake. What makes this case even more chilling is the fact that many of his victims were not just murdered or assaulted, they were hunted and terrorized before their lives were violently taken. His first known crime was a series of burglaries and rapes in Sacramento between 1976 and 1978, where he earned the nickname the East Area Rapist. The attacks were brutal, and he became notorious for targeting young women, often stalking them before breaking into their homes. His methodology was calculated. He would disable the phone lines, tie up his victims, and then brutally assault them. For years, victims lived in fear, knowing that the East Area Rapist could strike at any moment. Then, in 1979, the attacks began to escalate. The same perpetrator transitioned to murder. This shift marked a horrific chapter, as his crimes grew even more savage, and he earned a new moniker, the original Night Stalker. The killer, now operating in Southern California, murdered couples in their homes, committing horrific acts of violence. His ability to blend into the shadows, leaving no clues behind, only heightened the fear surrounding his actions. The Golden State Killer's modus operandi was consistent. He would break into homes, tie up his victims, and often assault women in front of their partners. However, it was his unpredictability and willingness to escalate his crimes that terrified people across the state. Victims were left with no idea who this predator was or how he was choosing his targets. The police were baffled. The media dubbed him the Night Stalker, but even after the killer's identity remained a mystery, the public's fear intensified.